Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Magic News with Magic Ridge. I'm your host, Ridge. Nice to meet you. And this evening we have some more Time Spiral Remastered spoilers for you today. Most of these cards are going to be artifacts, lands, and multicolor spells. There might be a few other single color spells in there. But before I get into it, I want to shout out Commander Wars. If you have a chance, go check it out. Some Elder Dragon Highlander gameplay. I'll be there playing some of my decks. Yeah, you won't regret it. Check it out. Also, subscribe. Let's get into it. First up on the chopping block, we have Galtlet of Power, which is awesome because I happen to need a second copy. So for 5 colorless mana, 5 CC artifact, as Galtlet of Power comes into play, choose a color. It's going to be black or white for me. Creatures of the chosen color get +1/+1. Whenever a basic land is tapped for mana of the chosen color, its controller adds 1 mana of that color to his or her mana pool. Very nice. Next, we have Urza's Factory. It is a land Urza's. You can tap this land and add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You can tap 7 mana of any color. Tap this to put a 2/2 Assembly Worker Artifact Creature token into play. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Next, we have Salt Crush Step. Now, Wizards, when I said that I was tired of the, the Scry lands and stuff, I didn't mean put stuff like in here, this in here. What are these worth? 18 cents? Come on now! Getting upset. But there are some very nice lands that have been spoiled and stuff, so I'm gonna keep my dismay at bay. So we have Salt Crush Steppy. It's a land. You can tap it to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. You can tap a colorless mana in this land to put a storage counter on Salt Crush Steppy. You can pay 1 mana of any color, remove X storage counters from Salt Crush Steppy, add X mana in any combination of green or white mana to your mana pool. Next, we have Calciform Pools, a land you can tap to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. You can tap a colorless mana in this land to put a storage counter on Calciform Pools. You can tap 1 colorless mana, remove X storage counters from Calcium Pools, add X mana of any combination of white or blue mana to your mana pool. Next, we have Molten Slag Heap. Very cool name, very garbage land. You can tap this to add a mana of no color to your mana pool. You can tap a mana of colorless and tap this land also, 2 lands, to put a storage counter on Molten Slag Heap. You can tap a color. You can use the colorless mana, remove X storage counters from Molten Slag Heap, add X mana in any combination of black or red to your mana pool. Great. Next, we have Dead Ship Reef. Cool name, garbage land. Once again, you could tap to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. You can also tap a colorless mana in this land to put a storage counter on Dead Ship Reef. Nice. And you can tap a colorless mana, remove X storage counters from Dreadship Reef to add X mana in any combination of blue and black to your mana pool. Next up, we have Fungal Reaches. You can tap this land to add a colorless mana into your mana pool. You can tap a colorless mana and this land to put a storage counter on Fungal Reaches. And you can tap 1 colorless mana, remove X storage counters from Fungal Reaches, add X mana to your mana pool in any combination of red or green mana. Next up, we have a multicolor boy. A prized amalgam. I don't know how to say that clearly. 1 mana of any color and a blue and black mana. 3 CC creature zombie 3/3. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return prize amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Next, we have Consuming Aberration, or Aberration, I'm not sure. 3 mana of any color and blue-black mana. 5 CC creature horror. Consuming Aberration's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card. Then put those cards into his or her graveyard. I kind of like this card. I always kind of have. Yeah, not much to say other than that. Next, we have Knight of the Reliquary. 1 mana of any color and a green and white mana. 3 CC, creature type, human knight, 2/2. Knight of the Reliquary gives +1/+1 for each land card in your graveyard. You can tap this feller to sacrifice a forest or plains. Search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This guy's kind of cool as well. Very nice. Next up, we have a good land. They put a good one in here. We have Gemstone Caverns. Legendary land. Mythic, one of the 15 mythics in the set. If Gemstone Caverns is in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with Gemstone Caverns on the battlefield with a luck counter on it. If you do, exile a card from your hand. You can tap this to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. If Gemstone Caverns has a luck counter on it, instead add 1 mana of any color. Yeah, I mean, it's a high price card, at least last I checked. I mean, it only adds colorless mana to your mana pool. It's also a legendary, which you have more chances to tutor it up and things. Yeah, but it's only really good if you have it in your opening hand and you didn't go first. So, I mean, I still like it. I'd like another copy. Yes, please. Next, we have something I really do enjoy. So we have a Wasteland. Basic land Waste in the Old Border. Very nice. Very nice. You can tap it to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. Very nice with the Old Border. Next, we have Blighted Woodland. You can tap this land to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. You can tap 3 mana of any color in a forest, 4 mana, and tap this. So this would be the 5th land. You can sacrifice Blighted Woodland. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. For green, I like it. I like it a lot. Next, we have Rada Air of Keld for a mountain and a forest. 2 CC, legendary creature, elf warrior, 2/2. Whenever Rada Air to Keld attacks, you may add 2 red mana to your mana pool, and you can also tap the Air of Keld herself to add a green mana to your mana pool. Very cool indeed. Next up, we have Cloud Shredder Sliver for 1 mountain and a plains, 2 CC, creature type Sliver, 1/1. Sliver creatures you control have flying and haste. Very nice indeed. Just take a quick break here, sip on some Faygo. Not sponsored. Faygo, if you're out there, you can sponsor me if you'd like. Shout out to Aldi's and Faygo anyway. Very nice Sliver. In the card that I said that was probably going to be in this set, guess what? The prediction was right, and it's in here. Oh, and what is that card? Oh, it's coming up next. Sliver Legion for a plains, island, swamp, mountain, forest. 5 CC, legendary creature type Sliver, 7/7. All sliver creatures get +1/+1 for each other sliver on the battlefield. Another one of the mythics. I called it. I called it a while ago. Here it is. It's in here, just like I said. Last I checked, this was at $100 to $200 for just this one single card. Now, the reprint is obviously going to drop that price pretty drastically, I would assume. But it'll still be a $70, $80, $90 card, I believe. Next up, we have Cautery Sliver for a mountain and plains. 2 CC, creature type Sliver, 2/2. All Sliver creatures have 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice this permanent. This permanent deals 1 damage to any target. All Slivers also have use any mana of any color. Sacrifice this permanent. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to target player, planeswalker, or Sliver creature this turn. He's okay. I don't like him as much as other ones. Next up, we have Dark Heart Sliver. The artwork looks a little inappropriate. We're not going to go really into that very deeply. For a Swamp and Forest 2cc, Creature type Sliver 2/2, all slivers have sacrifices permanent. You gain 3 life. That's not bad at all either. Next, we have Dormant Sliver. For 2 mana of any color and a Forest Island, 4cc, Creature type Sliver 2/2, all Sliver creatures have Defender. Okay. And all slivers have, when this permanent enters the battlefield, draw a card. That is very good. A little Simic Sliver action. Cool beans. Next, we have a good one. I believe it's even banned in some formats. Harmonicon. 4 mana of any color, 4cc, artifact. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Yeah. So ETBs. 2 ETBs, son. Next up, we have a card that I got rid of, and I can't wait to hopefully get another copy of it when my box arrives late March, I think. Yeah. So that card is Vesuva. Mythic Land, another one of the Mythics, one of the 15. You may have Vesuva enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land on the battlefield. It is everywhere you've ever been. Excuse me. So, I've made a shade deck, so one day I might be able to afford Cabal Coffers. It's probably just under $70 right now for Cabal Coffers of the cheapest variety. But if I had Vesuva and a Cabal Coffers in the shade deck, I would have Vesuva come into play as a copy of Cabal Coffers, as long as it's not a legendary. I don't remember. I don't think it is. It's an oldie. So yeah, that's that. Next up, we have Firewake Sliver. 1 mana of any color and a Mountain Forest. 3cc, Creature type Sliver 1/1. All Sliver creatures have haste. Okay. And all Slivers have, you can use 1 mana of any color, sacrifices permanent. Target Sliver gets +2/+2 until end of turn. The Sliver is pretty decent as well. Next, we have one I really enjoy the artwork on. We have Harmonic Sliver. 1 mana of any color and Forest Plains. 3cc, Creature Sliver 1/1. All Slivers have, when this permanent enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. Yes. Oh, there's something in my hoodie. It itches. Fago, hook me up. Next, we have Necrotic Sliver, and I was like, oh my goodness, why are they reprinting this? Was it in the last set, Kaldheim? No, it wasn't. It was in the list cards for Kaldheim and the set boxes, because I pulled 2 of these bad boys. So we have Necrotic Sliver, 1 mana of any color in a Plains Swamp, 3cc, Creature type Sliver 2/2. All Slivers have, you can pay 3 mana of any color, sacrifice this permanent, destroy target permanent. That seems very dangerous as well. Next up, we have Citadel Wood Readers. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. 2 mana of any color and a Forest, Creature type Human Druid, 1/4. They have a lot of booty. Kicker, for 2 mana of any color and a Forest, 3 mana. You may pay an additional 3 mana as you cast a spell. That is how Kicker works, so 6 mana. When Citadel Wood Readers enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, draw 2 cards. So perhaps in some Druid tribal decks, or in limited play? Sure, absolutely. Next up, we have Cavu Primark. 3 mana of any color and a Forest, 4cc, Creature type Cavu 3/3. It has Kicker 4, so for 8 mana in total. It also has Convoke, so your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 of the colorless mana of that creature's color. If Cavu Primark was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. So essentially it'll be a 7/7. Not bad for a common, especially in limited. Alright. Next up, we have Phantom Worm. 4 mana of any color and forest, 6 CC, creature type Worm Spirit. It is a 2/0. Interesting. Phantom Worm enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it, so it'll be a 6/4. If damage would be dealt to Phantom Worm, prevent that damage, remove a +1/+1 counter from Phantom Worm. Obviously, once it's taken damage 4 times, or you've removed the last counter, it automatically dies because a 2/0 cannot exist. Unless there's some weird oddities in there. Maybe an indestructible would live? I don't really know what would make something with 0 toughness live. But if you know, put it in the comments below. Thank you very much. Next, we have Seal of Primordium. 1 mana of any color in a forest, 2 CC enchantment. Sacrifice Seal of Primordium. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. I believe there's a white enchantment that's very similar to this. I think it only costs 1 mana. Seal of something else. So yeah, this is good. There's probably better options in green, honestly, for 2 mana. I mean, it's an enchantment, so maybe it's better because of reasons. You know what I'm saying? I am unsure, but maybe there is a reason why you'd want to play this in an enchantment form rather than an instant or sorcery speed. Maybe you want just Threshold, so this will add 1 counter to Threshold in your graveyard. I'm just thinking outside the box. I don't really know. Next, we have Tromp the Domains. 5 mana of any color and a forest, 6 CC sorcery speed. This card has Domain. So until end of turn, creatures you control gain trample and +1/+1 for each basic land type among lands you control. This would be very nice in a 5-color deck, except for the fact that it's sorcery speed. That's kind of a downer. Very nice though. Like I said, I haven't really done a whole lot of green stuff. I've dabbled very lightly. Next, we have Yamamaya Dryad. So, 1 mana of any color and forest, 3 CC, creature Dryad, 2/1. This baby has Forest Walk, so this creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a forest. When Yamamaya Dryad enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a forest card, put it on the battlefield tapped under target player's control, then shuffle your library. So that's cool. I mean, giving an opponent an extra land isn't cool, but maybe you have an entire Forest Walk deck. This would definitely go in that. Very nice. Very nice. I like the artwork. Very well done. Yeah, like it. Next up, we have Slimefoot the Stowaway. 1 mana of any color and a Swamp Forest, 3 CC, legendary creature type fungi. He's a fun guy. 2/3. Whenever a sapperling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. You can use 4 mana of any color to create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, there's your commander for the Fungi boys. Fungi/sapperling deck. I'm not sure what baby trees and fungus have in common, but it's a thing. Next, we have Ark of Orzica Land with Ascend. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. City's Blessing is basically Ascend, which is on a few, not very many, but a few different cards. So, you can tap this land to add a colorless mana to your mana pool, or you can tap 5 mana of any color and this card, so 6 lands, to draw a card. Activate this ability only if you have the City's Blessing. Is this card good? Not really. Is it good in possibly like a colorless deck? Eldrazi's, perhaps? An EDH or something? Sure, because there's like only 4 or 5 other cards, maybe a little less, that allow you to draw cards in no colors. Most of which are artifacts or lands like this. Next, we have Heap. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Legendary Land. You can tap this land to add 1 mana of no color, colorless, to your mana pool. You could also tap 1 colorless mana and a mountain, 2 mana, and this land, so 3 lands. To put a 0/1 red kobold creature token named Kobolds the Keep into play. Really enjoy the artwork on this with the skulls, the little kobold guys. Reminds me of that one place. I don't even know where this is in the world anymore, but yeah, I like the art. Maybe some kobold tribal in the future. I'm not sure. That are nice. That are very nice. Next, we have Grenzo, Dungeon Warden. You can tap X mana of any color, X, and a swamp mountain. So 2 of any color mana and X mana cost. So don't really know there. Could be anything. Legendary creature, Goblin Rogue, 2/2. Grenzo, Dungeon Warden, enters the battlefield with X, +1/+1 counters on it. You can pay 2 mana of any color to put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature card with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, put it on the battlefield. So if you have a way to boost this guy's power, you're playing free stuff in Recto's colors. Next, we have Caravec the Merciless, 5 mana of any color and black mountain. 7 CC, legendary creature, human shaman, 5/4. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, Caravec the Merciless deals damage equal to that spell's converted mana cost to any target. Very, very nice. Again. Next, we have Tygon Predator, 1 mana of any color and Forest Island. Creature type Beast, 2/3. It's got a little extra booty. Flying. Whenever Tygon Predator deals combat damage to a player, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Not bad at all in the Simic. Next, we have Solemn Simulacrum, a.k.a. Sad Robot, for 4 mana of any color, 4 CC, artifact creature, Goblin. Oh, I lied. Artifact creature type Golem, 2/2. When Solemn Simulacrum, Sad Robot, enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. This is ramp. When Solemn Simulacrum dies, you may draw a card. Nice. Next, we have Ramunap. Ramunap? That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, Ramunap Runes. Sorry. It is a land desert. You can tap it to add colorless mana to your mana pool. You can also tap it to pay 1 life to add 1 red mana to your mana pool. And you can also tap 2 colorless mana and Mountain, 4 mana, plus this one being a 5th mana. Sacrifice a desert, which this is. Runap, I would usually call it Runap, but it's Ramunap. Runes deals 2 damage to each opponent. Limited maybe, I don't know. Next, I like this one. We have Swarmyard. It is a land that you can tap to add a colorless mana to your mana pool, or you can tap this bad boy to regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. Nice. Very, very nice. I believe this is a more expensive card. I could be wrong. The art is beautiful. We have rats coming back. Relentless rats are in this set. There's some spiders. There's some insects. Squirrels have kind of just become a thing as well in EDH. It's a possibility. It's not a great tribe, but it's a possible one now probably. Next up, possible last spoiler of this evening. Oh, I got the wrong image here. So I believe it's a Rakdos amulet. Hold on. Hold the phone. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on the set on the set while I look this up really quickly here. Okay, so Rakdos Charm is the card. it costs a swamp and a mountain 2cc for a instant speed. And you have to choose one of these. So you can exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Very good for graveyard recursion decks and such. Next, you can destroy target artifact. Decent for 2cc. And the next one, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. So if somebody has 37 elves out, that could be lethal as well. Very, very nice. Yeah, so if you're still here, thanks. I mean, consider subscribing if you're enjoying this content, if you have not already. I want to thank you. Without you guys' support, I wouldn't be making these videos. Other than that, check out Commander Wars. I'll be there commanding some decks and bringing my weird comedy to the table. And, yeah, I mean, come check it out. Again, thank you for everything. I'll see you tomorrow. I believe there will be more spoilers. Then I haven't counted the cards, but I think we have some more to come. Peace.